WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, it's awesome. WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, have some fun. WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, like and subscribe.
Hey everybody, I'm Wagsy. Welcome to WAGSY'S World. Hey, today our subject, what makes Tom Cruise great? Okay, I know, Tom's an interesting guy. A lot of people really like him, some not so much. I'm going to keep the subject to what makes Tom Cruise a great movie star. And I think he is. So let's get going with it. Tom Cruise. Born on July of 1962 in New York. Now, he had a little bit of a rough childhood, some early poverty within the family, and then he also had an abusive dad. He started in the drama class at school in the 4th grade. Now, he aspired to be a Catholic priest and went to seminary for a while. He was actually kicked out for drinking, I believe. Tom attended 15 schools in 14 years in his childhood, so that's kind of rough. He played football his senior year in high school. He was a linebacker. And he was also in the Guys and Dolls play the same year. So pretty diverse guy. Now, he was basically a busboy and a struggling actor at age 18 in New York. By 1981, he had a bit part in Endless Love, the movie Endless Love. And then his first real role was in the movie Taps. That's later that same year. Now, in 1983, he had the lead in All the Right Moves and Risky Business, and a pretty major role in Outsiders. He was kind of on his way to the big time. But then 1986 came and Top Gun. Now that cemented Tom Cruise's superstardom. In fact, they made a sequel just now, so many years later. What is that? Almost 40 years later, 30-something years later, a sequel. Let's do some of his stats. They're pretty impressive. It's over $10 billion at the box office. $10 billion at the box office for his catalog of movies. And at age 59, he's called the most endearing box office star in Hollywood history. He's to this day, he's one of the highest paid actors in the business. And his net worth is over $600 million. Awards, he's won 3 Golden Globes, and he's been nominated for 3 Academy Awards. So a few awards to go along with that popularity. Now the critics, they like some of his movies and some not so much. So they're kind of back and forth with Tom Cruise. Roger Ebert gave a nickname to his movies. It's called a Tom Cruise picture. And he claims, and he plotted it out, there's 9 elements to a Tom Cruise movie. I won't go over them. But basically, it's a formula that Tom Cruise has used over the years. But he admits, with a lot of success. Now, you know, it's kind of a running joke with Tom Cruise that he runs in his movies. You know, they've got the front camera on him and he's just hauling butt. Sometimes the side view of him running with the camera on the steady cam, I should say. So it is kind of a running joke in the business and even with us, the fans, that he's always running in his movies. So I had to make a list of the movies that he does run in. Before I do that though, Rotten Tomatoes did a study, and all of his movies that he runs in get a higher, fresh from Rotten Tomatoes, get a higher rating than when he doesn't run. So he knows what he's doing, I guess. Okay, here we go on the list of running movies for Tom Cruise. All of the Mission Impossibles, Mummy, Oblivion, Edge of Tomorrow, Night and Day, War of the Worlds, Collateral, The Last Samurai, Minority Report, Vanilla Sky, Far and Away, Jerry Maguire. He even ran in Jerry Maguire? Okay. Days of Thunder. I remember that with Robert Duvall. They had a little race. Born on the 4th of July. Cocktail. Legend. All the Right Moves and Risky Business. Wow, that's a who's who of his movies. He only made 38. He ran it in easily half of them. Kind of a crazy thing. He must love it. I'm sure he asked the director, let's put that in. Now, what I love about Tom Cruise, his confidence, his measured emotion. What I mean by that is he usually plays a role pretty cool. And then when there's moments that he needs emotion, he really goes for it. I mean, he gets really animated. And I think that separation between his normal dialogue and the way about him, and then when he does an emotional scene, he even gives it that much more effect. You know, he's cocky, usually a good guy. I kind of sum it up like he's our James Bond in so many roles. The American version of James Bond. Now, some of my favorite movies, I got to give you these. Sorry about the list, but some of my favorites: Top Gun, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, A Few Good Men, maybe my favorite of his, The Firm, War of the Worlds, Valkyrie, Jack Reacher, Last Samurai, most of the Mission Impossibles. Because of these movies, his acting style, that's why I think Tom Cruise is a great movie star. And obviously the public thinks that as well. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next Friday.
WAGSY'S World, WAGSY'S World, it's awesome.